Here's my street photography everyday carry, either with the bag or without the bag. But either way, I'll most likely have a camera, at least one camera with me. If not, I'll have my phone, obviously. Now let's go ahead and start with the bag. And the bag I always use, like pretty much all the time, is the Billy & Halley Pro. This is the older version. I've been using this for maybe like 10 years now, or a bit over 10 years. And it's been holding up great. I love the aesthetic and this design, like everything about this bag I just love. If I want to, I can fit in the 14-inch MacBook Pro inside this bag, which I normally don't, especially if I'm going out shooting on the street. There are two pockets in the front where I can store batteries and SD cards, as well as this zipper compartment bag here. Overall, it's a very standard messenger bag, if you will. So whenever I go out with the intention of shooting photos, I'll most likely bring this bag with me. And this messenger bag, it's not big at all, so it kind of limits the gear that I can bring with me. That is a plus, because less is always more. And because I'm using a messenger bag, I usually don't have a camera strap, because essentially this is already kind of like a strap for me. All I have to do is dig in and grab the camera out right away. And due to the nature of a messenger bag, I can access my camera very quickly. So that is why I usually don't use a camera strap. Plus, once I have the camera in my hand, I normally don't put it back inside the bag. This way I can always remember that, hey, I have a camera in my hand. I'm here to take photos. It definitely minimized my decision making on a scene where I'm trying to think of, should I grab my camera and take a photo of this, or should I just leave it in the bag? And the less I have to decide if I want to grab my camera, the more likely that I'll be able to capture the moment that I wanted to capture. Now, as for the camera that I bring with me, ideally I'll have the Ricoh in my pocket, but recently I've been using this little compact camera. I made a video about this little guy here about like half years ago. And if you've seen my videos, you know that I switched to the Ricoh, and that pretty much lives inside my pocket every day. But this past couple months, I've been using this Leica Celux 2. This camera pretty much comes with me everywhere I go inside my pocket. Whether I'm bringing my bag or not, this is with me all the time. And don't get me wrong, I still love the Ricoh. But recently, I've been really liking the natural blooming effect that comes out of this old camera. Overall color just has this natural vintage vibe to it. Not exactly sure why that is. Probably it's because of the old CCD sensor. There are definitely downsides with this camera due to its age. It doesn't focus as well, it does horrible at low light. However, there is flash in here. And sometimes that makes the image it's just got a different vibe. The focus is also slow. I pretty much have to slow everything down in order to get the photo I want. And even though it's a compact point and shoot camera, it does require a bit more attention when you're taking photos in order to get the shot. But that actually makes it more fun and interesting. Now, if I have my bag with me, I'll most likely be bringing the Fujifilm X-T5. I've been using Fujifilm a lot more nowadays, especially for street photography. The X-T5 is just very enjoyable to use, and I loved the tactile feeling while changing all the camera settings. I've also made a video about the street photography settings that I use on the Fujifilm X-T5, so definitely go check that out if you're interested, right around here. I don't really mind shooting with a bigger setup for street photography, whether it be the R5 or the X-T5. And to be honest, sometimes I actually like shooting with a bigger setup, because oftentimes I don't use a camera straps, so I'll be holding the camera in my hand, and the size and the weight often reminds me to be mindful, like more mindful about my surroundings, instead of getting distracted by anything that's on the street or my phone. And plus, if I'm asking someone on the street to see if I can take a portrait photo of them, people usually tend to have more trust when I have a bigger setup, even though we all know that size doesn't matter, right? Either way, personally, I don't think it really matters on the size of your camera, especially for street photography. The point is not to trying to hide and act like a sneaky, weird person trying to take photos of other people on the street. Instead, just be upfront and be nice about it. Another thing that I have with me all the time now is a business card. In fact, it's a blank NFC card. Basically what it does is that whenever you have your phone close to this card, it'll open up the website, which leads to my contact info as well as my social media pages. This way I'm not giving them my card where they'll just probably toss it to the trash. They can actually have a web browser open in their phone where they can go back and check all the links I have in there. And at the same time, either contact me for photos that I've taken of them, or they want to do business with me. I know the card is blank right now. I've used it for a couple weeks now, maybe months. And I've been thinking about making like more designs to this. I just haven't figured out yet. But hopefully I'll do that in the near future just to make this card look better and hopefully more professional. Another thing that I've been carrying around with me in my bag is this traveler's notebook. If you've seen my previous video that I made a long time ago about what's in my camera bag, I usually have a notebook with me as well as a pen. And now that notebook has been upgraded to this thing called Traveler's Notebook. It's a little bigger, and this whole thing is very customizable. I can have like different inserts of notebooks in here and organize it however I want. Now I only have 2 inserts in the Traveler's Notebook right now, but I believe the maximum that you can fit is 3. This is something new that I've been trying to do, and that is to like do mind maps and just having ideas, jotting down my ideas whenever I can think of them, like video ideas or photo ideas. Anything I want to take notes of or remember. I find the mind map method has been working really well. It's been really fun. However, I'm still learning and trying to figure out what's best to fit the way I want to use it. But so far it's been very versatile and I like it. Another everyday carry that I find very useful is this flashlight. It's called the Olight Baton 3 Pro. The size fits perfectly in my palm, and no, it doesn't have those tactile turning on and off button at the back over here. However, the on and off button is on the side over here where you can lock it so it doesn't turn on inside your pocket. This pocket flashlight has been very enjoyable to use. I really like the size and shape of this flashlight with the 2-way clips, so I have more options to store it. There's also a magnet at the end of the flashlight, which is a huge plus in my opinion. On paper it says it can go up to 1500 lumen, which I'm not sure how much of that is true, but it's plenty for me. The only downside, I'll say it's how you can charge this flashlight. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a very smart design because of the magnet at the back. You also charge it with the magnet charger. However, that means I can't charge this flashlight with a USB-C cable, which I usually have one in my bag whenever I'm traveling. But overall, it's a very nice and sturdy flashlight in my opinion. I really like it. So these are pretty much my most recent street photography everyday carry. Personally, I feel like a pocket camera is a must, whether it be a Ricoh or one of these like old CCD sensor camera. By having a camera with you all the time will enable you to capture little moments, like everyday simple things, and you often wouldn't think twice to take a photo of. Usually that's the things that matter the most, the little things that defines your day, that defines the memory. Anyways, thanks for sticking around. If you like videos like this, definitely check out this video next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.